Recognize Mr. Wade Mackey for the report from the UNC Faculty Assembly. As Mr. Mackey comes forward, I want to mention that Mr. Mackey was very kind and invited Governor Bradley and I to come and answer questions before the Faculty Assembly probably about a month ago. And it was, I think we both had a wonderful time, enjoyed engaging with them. And it was a wonderful chance for us to hear from the faculty and for the faculty to hear from us. And I hope that that was beneficial for all, Mr. Mackey. I'll turn it over to you.
It was, and good morning. Chair Murphy, at the September meeting, after the Staff Assembly Chair's remarks, you said, and I'm pretty well quoting here, Mr. Mackey is going to have to up his game. Madam Chair, challenge accepted, and I brought my dancing shoes today. This is the first of 3 remaining updates I have the privilege to provide you in this role, and I hope to provide some insights to help maintain the bridges we have built these past 4 years. Today's topic, the Philosopher Kings and the Gods of Olympus, bridging the faculty and the Board of Governors. In Plato's Republic, Socrates makes the case for a just society using the myth of the metals. According to Socrates' account, everyone was born with either a bronze, silver, or gold soul. Bronze souls signified an aptitude for industrious farming or crafting, silver for the brave soldiers, and gold for the wisest, the rulers, the Philosopher Kings. The Philosopher Kings were trained their entire lives for this role. Note, Plato's Republic is the only time gold-souled Philosopher Kings have been in charge of anything. But imagine, after a lifetime of training and proving their expertise, if the Philosopher Kings are then told, by the way, you aren't really in charge of the Republic. That role falls to the gods of Olympus. Who are they? Why do they have so much power over our lives? The gods of Olympus represented the most powerful, successful, and influential beings. They operated in places far from mortals, and we would only know them from the thunder in the sky and the shaking of the earth. The Olympians also reflected the same virtues and vices as the humans they ruled over. In many ways, the faculty resemble the Philosopher Kings. Faculty reflect the intellectuals, the specialists, the wisest among us on a great many subjects. Most went to college and never left. They stayed and earned multiple degrees, earned ranks, and being told each signified their status as the smartest, most expert, and elite in society. The ultimate status is, of course, the tenured full professor, who has proven excellence in research, scholarship, and creative activity in at least one subject. Note, being politically savvy or building strong social networks are not pathways to tenure. If faculty are the Philosopher Kings, then the Board of Governors are the gods of Olympus. You are very successful in business, politics, and building strong social networks. Many of you are corporate executives, business owners, lawyers, and former state senators or House members. Most attended college, many have advanced degrees, few, if any, worked full-time in a university, and none have earned tenure. This leads me to the divide. Imagine earning your way to tenured full professor only to find out that not only do you not run the country, you don't even run your campus. Your salary doesn't compare with many of those who left after a bachelor's degree, and the people who do make decisions about your campus have never worked their way up the academic ladder as you did. Similarly, imagine going out into the world, becoming very successful in business, politics, and with people, then being appointed to help run the institutions that is populated by people who think that they know better than you and that they should really be in charge. Then imagine that both groups rarely interact with each other, understand what the other is doing or why, except, of course, for a ponytailed philosophy professor at your meeting or an occasional visit from a board of governors such as Governors Bradley and Davis at the Faculty Assembly in October. By the way, governors have a standing invitation to visit the Faculty Assembly at any of our meetings this spring. My 4-year mission has been to boldly bridge the gap between these two groups. My constituents on one side, the decision makers I advise on the other, kind of like faculty to the left of me, governors to my right. Oh, you know the song. Perhaps no issue better reflects the divide than that of academic freedom. It is a core value for all faculty, a rare point of agreement for us, but has no equivalent in the world of business or politics. Academic freedom is in the UNC system code, but is left largely undefined. Some appreciate the vague language around academic freedom as, for faculty, we can claim anything is a violation of it, and for administration, there is little written down that they could violate. But this comes at a cost of time and effort misspent fighting over the vagueness, when all would benefit from more clarity and something to point to showing what is and is not academic freedom. A more precise definition is an efficiency. I know that some will hear faculty talk about academic freedom and think it means that faculty have the right to do it whatever they want, as if it entitles me to put on my MC Hammer pants and dance to You Can't Touch This. But this has never been true. UNC system code already clearly includes academic freedom is limited by law and policy. So, following a conversation with Andrew Tripp a year ago, the Faculty Assembly embarked on a project towards a consensus definition of academic freedom. By consensus, I mean for all stakeholders, not just us. We consulted existing documents, provosts, general counsels, and this October, Faculty Assembly endorsed this definition. Academic freedom is the foundational principle that protects the rights of faculty to engage in teaching, research, creative activities, service, and scholarly inquiry without undue influence. It ensures that faculty can freely pursue knowledge, express, discuss, and debate ideas, and contribute to the advancement of knowledge and understanding related to their areas of expertise. Additionally, the Faculty Assembly endorsed the following details to help reinforce the consensus involving areas such as classroom practice, course development, research, creative activities, and scholarly inquiry. Note, we are adding professional standards and expertise as guardrails alongside law and policy, which already exist in current code. Also, we are talking about responsibilities, not rights. And every category here is consistent with current code. We're not creating new categories. We are providing clarity and detail to existing ones so that all stakeholders can have more clarity. Now you might ask, what determines faculty expertise? Faculty expertise is determined by academic credentials, academic work, and/or professional practice. You might ask, well, do students have academic freedom? Yes, while our document focuses on faculty, we acknowledge that academic freedom also applies to students, and faculty recommended that the companion student-focused definition be developed. System Office and our student governor, Javier Limon, are already working on this. So the big question, what limits academic freedom? Law, policy, professional standards, and expertise. We might visualize it this way, where academic freedom is both limited and protected by law, policy, professional standards, and expertise. As long as you're staying in the box, you're free to use your expertise. If you get close to one of those lines, an intervention is going to happen. If you get too close to the law, the general counsel steps in. Get too close to policy, the administration steps in. Get outside of professional standards, and the department chair, dean, or provost steps in. And if you are outside your area of expertise, then academic freedom doesn't apply. Free speech would. Note, just as interventions for these reasons are appropriate, an intervention not connected to these limits is not appropriate. So, when we do the academic freedom dance, we don't do so alone. We dance with law, with policy, and with professional standards. Why is academic freedom important to me? First, almost 20 years ago, John Allison of BB&T provided grants to study the moral foundations of capitalism. I had the opportunity to serve as director of our BB&T program on capitalism, markets, and morality, where we provided great opportunities for our students. These academic activities, funded by groups like BB&T or the Charles Koch Foundation and others, attracted opposition from a coalition of outside groups, students, and sadly, some faculty. They pressed our administrators and faculty senate to cut off our funding to stop this work. But they failed because of a culture of academic freedom supported by my department and senior administrators. This is one of the reasons why more clarity and more firmness is important. Second, I teach philosophy Socratically to large classes. That means I ask questions in an open-ended way and play off the answers in real time to see where the argument leads. It is regrettable that I cannot engage you here in that way, as we would have very insightful conversations. However, someone might say something objectionable on live TV, and so I stay restricted into this mode of presentation. But this itself is an example of why faculty need clear academic freedom protections. Given the controversial topics and large class sizes I teach, every now and then someone gets very unhappy at something I have said. To be innovative in my teaching and engage academic activities to the benefit of students in and out of class, I depend on academic freedom. That means knowing that my job is safe so long as I am compliant with law, policy, professional standards, and within my area of expertise as determined by my administration. I hope you find value in my unorthodox presentation approach. This board deserves credit for enabling me to innovate for these high-profile presentations. Why? Because I know that the gods of Olympus that this philosopher presents to believe in free speech and have come to trust in my expertise to represent the faculty in a constructive way. This allows me to innovate to the benefit of the audience. This also mirrors why academic freedom is so important. The ability of faculty to innovate in and out of class requires freedom from interference beyond the constraints of law, policy, professional standards, and expertise. I hope our work with other stakeholders on a consensus definition can earn your support, include your voice, and provide that same assurance to faculty to the end of increased innovation. So, this will conclude my report. Let's begin.
All right, Olympus, let's bring it! Hey! Academic freedom never looked this good! Move! Hit it! Woo! That's what I'm talking about!
Thank you.
Well done. I was a little worried, I have to tell you. I didn't know if our faces were going to pop up there or not. Thank you, thank you. Are you?
Thus is my report, Madam Chair.
Okay, I will now call on Mr. Ramsey for the report on the Committee on University Governance.
Thank you, Chair Murphy, but I would like to file a complaint. I don't ever want to follow Mr. Mackey again. During yesterday's meeting, the Committee of University Governance voted on 3